1, 2, 3, 4. Out there in Banjo land, Mike Heading here. Today I've got the old classic fiddle tune, Blackberry Blossom, in the key of G. I've got kind of a melodic style banjo version worked up today. This is a great tune if you're new to the melodic banjo style that will introduce you to a lot of the positions, some of the scales, and get you moving around the neck a little bit. This song also modulates to our relative minor, so our E minor on the B part, which you'll see in some fiddle tunes, and this is a great tune to work on that. I'm also going to do a whole breakdown of the backup to this song. The chords change a lot, so this is a really good song to work on your chord shapes and moving around the neck if you're not as familiar with that. Alright, I'm going to break down the whole tune note for note right now. Here's Blackberry Blossom. Alright, here's the first two measures to Blackberry Blossom. Let me play it and then I'll break it down. One more time. Okay, we're starting with the pickup on the and of beat 3. We're going to hit the open first string, then the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and then the 7th fret on the 2nd string. And with my right hand I'm doing middle, thumb, index. And I'm using my 3rd finger and my 1st finger of my left hand. So I'm just keeping that position down. I've got my 3rd finger on the 9th fret, my 1st finger on the 7th fret. We're using all different strings, so I can just keep those notes down. We're just walking up to a G note, so we're going D, E, F sharp. And then our first note's going to be a G to start the song. You could also play it down here if you wanted to. But then you're going to have to jump up a little further. So I chose to again, find those notes further up the neck, which is a really common thing you got to do in melodic banjo, so you're not jumping around too much. So we went up here and found those exact same notes. So the best way to count that is to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. We're starting on the and of beat 3. So for me, I always like to count beat 3. 3 and 4 and. If you don't hear that downbeat, especially if you're a beginner or beginner intermediate, sometimes it's hard to play on the upbeat. On the and. So it's good to count the beat 3. 3 and 4 and. If you hear that downbeat, it's much easier to play on the upbeat. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Okay, here's measure 2. We're going to do kind of a little folded scale. Let me play it first and then I'll break it down. Okay, so you're going to start up here at the 10th fret on the 2nd string with your 2nd finger and the 9th fret of the 1st string with your 1st finger. And we're going to do just a forward roll starting on the 5th string. So I did 5, 2, 1. Those are my strings. 5th string, 2nd string, and then 1st string. So I've got my position down. And then I'm going to hit one more 5th string. So let's play that a few times. One more time. My left hand's not moving at all. I'm basically just playing a little scale. So I'm going up 3 notes and then back to my starting note. So I'm going G, A, B, G. We're just doing it melodically on different strings. This is a really good song if you know the basic kind of scale, major scale, So we're taking some of those notes and now creating a melody out of that. One of the common things I see with beginner intermediates players is that you learn the scale, but then you don't learn how to create melodies within that scale. Very rarely in music are we just going straight up and down the scale. So the next thing after you learn the scale is to take those notes and mix them up in different orders to create a melody, and that's what we're doing with Blackberry Blossom. So we're taking a scale lick and then making basically a melody out of it. So we're taking that idea, those are the notes of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now the second half of measure 2, we're going to slide down to the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and let me play it and then I'll break it down. So we're going to play that same kind of scale lick, just starting down one note lower. So this time we're starting on the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and I'm hitting that with the index finger of my right hand. Then I'm hitting the open 5th string, then 7th fret on the 1st string with my 2nd finger of my left hand, and then back to that 7th fret on the 2nd string. So you basically go from this position right up here. Then you kind of use your 1st finger to jump down to that 7th fret. So again, if you go back to our scale notes, we're going. We're playing that same pattern, just starting one note lower. This time we're starting on an F sharp. So we're going F sharp, G, A, F sharp. And again, you don't have to remember those specific notes, but kind of think of the pattern that we're doing. We're going up 3 notes and then back to our original note. And then same idea, up 3 notes and then back to our starting note. Alright, so here's measures 1 and 2 one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... One more time. So here's measure 3, let me play it and then I'll break it down. Okay, so we're up here at the 7th fret at the end of measure 2. You're going to keep your 1st finger where it is on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to reach your 3rd finger to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. I'd really suggest using my left-handed fingerings for this one. It's going to make the song a lot easier than if you kind of create your own fingerings. You really have to kind of use your open fingers to get to the next notes on this one. So, follow the left-hand fingerings closely. Those are the numbers below the tab in the circles. Okay? So here's measure 3. So you're reaching down to the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and you're going to play. So 9th fret on the 3rd string with your thumb of your right hand, and then 7th fret on the 2nd string with your index finger of your right hand. Then I'm going up to the open 5th string, and then I'm reaching my index finger of my right hand up to the 3rd string and hitting that 9th fret one more time. So I'll play those first 4 notes. Not really a roll there, just what we need to play the notes. One more time. Okay, now we're going to do kind of a little bit of an open G lick to help us get back down the neck. So we're going to hit open 1st string, open 2nd string, and then 7th fret on the 4th string, and then open 3rd string. So I did kind of a backwards roll. M-I-T-I. So I'll just play that part a few times. One more time. So measure 3 sounds like this. And I would use your 3rd finger on that 7th fret, even though it might feel like you want to use your 1st finger, because we're going to have to get down here for measure 4. So I think it works better to use your 3rd finger there. Again, remember, you have to kind of plan where you're going next, not just where you are. You got to think, okay, where do I got to go next? So that's why I'm using my 3rd finger there. Okay, so here's measure 4.